Hey yo, peace and blessings and peace. It's the boy Jarmel, Reece in real life, not in fake life, because they just faking about their life, you know what I'm saying? Coming back to you one more time for the mind, you know what I'm saying? As we do always, as always, I know it's a repeating thing, but make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you look at all the other videos, you know what I'm saying? You can go in my vlog section and go and check out all the stuff that I've been doing as far as like the lectures. Also make sure you checking out the music, go to jarmelreece.com, you know what I'm saying? New music always being posted, we about to get busy. Alright, check this out. Today I just want to talk to you about something like how do you know that you're an indigo child or a starseed? You know what I'm saying? I know you've probably heard these terms before, or you probably haven't heard these terms before, you know what I'm saying? But what it actually means is that, you know, we got different type of people here on this planet that give off a different type of frequency. How you know that you're an indigo child or a starseed is that, you know, you're pretty much like a loner. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't really like to be around a bunch of crowds, but even when you're in crowds, you stand out. You don't really try. You don't have to do so much to be able to be you. You know what I'm saying? You have a hard time being able to adapt to this world. You know, you don't do what everybody else do. You do things that are outside of the box. You know, people might say you have a hard time in relationships, because you don't get what it's all about. You don't like the attachment towards all the type of things. You could be able to love, and you know how to love without being attached, because you know that you're here for something else that's different from everybody else. You always knew it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know when I was, I always tell this story, but, you know what I'm saying, I knew when I was like 6 years old. I remember being in my backyard one time, and my house was like literally, you know what I'm saying, right there. And I was in this alley, in this gangway, and I kept looking down the alley, and I kept on saying I want to go home. I didn't know where home was, but I knew that I wanted to go home. And I always felt adopted, you know what I'm saying? I used to wait for my mother, my father, you know what I'm saying, or my brothers to be like, yo, you was adopted, you know what I'm saying? I used to always wait, and it was like, I just always felt different. I always felt different from every other kid. I knew I was here for a reason. I knew that I would see things in this world that I wanted to be able to change. You know, even though at a young age, I used to be like, I didn't like meat. I hated meat. I hated the thought of eating it. You know what I'm saying? I've always just been different. You know what I'm saying? I always been different. And I used to think it was really weird. And I thought there was something wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? But I found out later on in life, once I started being able to, I started seeing numbers on the clocks, and I started seeing different type of things. And shout out to my man JQ, he doing a video on synchronicity, you know what I'm saying? But paying attention to things that are just different about you in your life, man. You got to be able to embrace those things. You're a starseed, which means your energy and your vibration is sent here on this earth to be something different, totally different from what everybody else is. Everybody else is here for another reason. Some souls haven't reached the level of where you're at. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a place where you have to be able to coordinate back to be able to learn the lessons. Now we're dealing in this higher vibration of this 5D vibration that we trying to go to, or not even that we trying to go to, that we are in. We are in this age of Aquarius. We are in this age of 5D thinking. Forget the three-dimensional thinking. You know what I'm saying? And all the star seeds are starting to align. That's why you're starting to see channels like mine. You're starting to see a lot of different people with different channels saying different things about the universe and how they're more connected outside of the religions and all these different type of things. Most star seeds and most indigos don't like to be able to be in religions because they feel like it's some type of hell. They feel like it's some type of revert. It's like being inside of the box. Indigos and star seeds don't like being inside of the box. They like doing different things. They love doing different things. Their spirit doesn't, if their spirit isn't being challenged, they live outside of that box, you know what I'm saying? And you always, one thing about it is that you got to learn how to be able to embrace that you're different from everybody else, and be able to understand that the purpose that you're here for doesn't have to do with anybody else's, you know what I'm saying? That's why when you come into your full star seed or your full indigo, what's going to happen is you're going to start leading in light. You know what I'm saying? You will start being able to, you will start, I remember when I was working at my job and doing jobs and stuff like that, it was hard for me, you know, and even though you know, I think I probably quit my job like too prematurely, because I should have probably waited a little bit longer, you know what I'm saying? But I had to learn what it was within me that I wanted to be able to do within myself and with my life, you know what I'm saying? And I knew that taking orders from people wasn't one of the things that I wanted to be able to do, because I would be inside of a job, and before I know it, 2 weeks later to a month, I know how to run the job probably better than the supervisor knows how to job. It's not, and it's not because, it's just because I adapt to things very easily. You know what I'm saying? This world and all these things that they have to offer doesn't excite me anymore. I've done that before. You know what I'm saying? If I haven't done it in this life, I've done it in another life. That I just know what it is that I'm here for. I'm here to be able to give light. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm not able to give light to people, and I'm not able to be able to shine light or be able to bring some type of happiness, then I'm not doing the right thing. And if I'm not walking in purpose, then I'm not happy. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of indigos and a lot of starseeds, they live a lot of unhappy lives. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they're depressed all the time because they're not living the life that they want to be able to live. You know, some of them get married and don't want to be married. Some of them have kids and don't really want to have kids. Because they know that they have a purpose outside of those things. And society teaches you that, okay, now you have kids, you have this, you have wives, and all these different type of things, that you have to be able to commit yourself to that. Now your life is no longer yours, and your life is that. And a starseed or an indigo child, they can't accept that, because they know that their life is theirs, and they know that they're here for a reason. You know what I'm saying? You just got to be able to stop fighting it and start knowing what it is that you're here for. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the video that I just talked about yesterday when I did it with Shaquita Monique. Shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? We were talking about your spirituality is nobody else's but your own. You know what I'm saying? And indigo children and starseeds have a hard time with that, because we always trying to be able to give the spirituality to everybody else's, but it's ours. It's not anybody else's. It's your own. You know what I'm saying? And the moment that you learn how to be able to embrace that and be able to accept that change, because change is within, not going out. You know what I'm saying? You can. It's like some of the things that people say all the time, like take your own advice. Take your own advice is a really good one, because you gotta learn how to be able to take your own advice. You know what I'm saying? The same way that you being able to put out that energy of good energy and trying to be able to help people with something, it's the same way that you need to be able to give to yourself. You know what I'm saying? The same love that you're able to teach with is the same love that you need to be able to receive when it comes to yourself. You know what I'm saying? I believe when people used to be like, no, you're a lover of self. You're a lover of self, or you're selfish. You know, a lot of the things about this place is that we don't learn how to be selfish enough sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Some of us are too unselfish to a fault. We'll give more to others than we give to ourselves, and we giving out that energy to people that it's not worth even giving our energy out to. You know what I'm saying? That's what when you become when you're a starseed and you're an indigo child, what it is that you are a giver. You are somebody that wants to be able to help, but you have to be able to understand that you are here in Babylon, you know what I'm saying, on the levels of, you know what I'm saying, you are not going to be able to give these people what they want. It's never enough with them. Trust me. You can give them whatever it is that you want to be able to give them. You can give them their way 90% of the time, and you just want 10. That 10%, they're going to argue you down about it and question if you're a good friend to them or a good person to them or any type of thing to them. You can never give these people enough here. You know what I'm saying? And what I've ultimately learned is to just shut up and stop fighting them. You know what I'm saying? And shed light to other starseeds and indigo children that are going through the same things that I'm going through. That's why I created something like this vlog, and you know what I'm saying, I'm able to express myself to people who are like-minded, people who are on the same frequency as me, that understand exactly what it is, and stop arguing with people who won't get it. Because at the end of the day, they won't get it. It's not because they don't want to. It's because they weren't chosen. Many are called, few are chosen. It's up to you to be able to pick up the phone call and pick it up. Everybody got the call. You know what I'm saying? That's why you're starting to see so many indigo children and all these different people who are starting to change their diets up. People are starting to feel the change in the frequency. The sun is actually going to be hotter this summer. It's going to be hotter this summer, so you're going to see a lot of that's why you're starting to see a lot of vegan restaurants and all these different type of things that are starting to be more healthy. You're starting to see people wanting to make a healthier change and a healthier choice in their lives. You know what I'm saying? Because the planet is aligning. You know what I mean? And all the people who are the Starseeds, right? So check this out. So when you go back to it, it's a many are called, few are chosen. You know what I'm saying? And this is why, if you're a Starseed or you're an indigo child, this is why you reject religion so much. Because with religion, what happens is it tells you that if you accept something or you accept these things and you say that you accept something or whatever, that you automatically good. Well, many are called, few are chosen. If that's the case, then if you're rolling with the masses, you should think about this. If you're rolling with the masses, then actually you should question being with the masses instead of being with the people who are against the masses. Not saying that. I think the biggest misperception about people like us is that we don't believe in anything, and that's the absolute false. That's false. We believe in something much greater than what you believe in. You know what I'm saying? We believe that it's the great divine. We are so aligned with the great divine that we can be able to feel the earth. We know that the earth is alive. We know that it's more to it in this life than what outside of the box of what you're thinking inside of your religion. You know what I'm saying? We don't live for man, and we don't live for man-made thoughts. We live through the universe. We are here trying to live this human experience out because we know that we are a spiritual being having a human experience, being able to take our information back to the great divine to come back to be able to try to make this planet better. That's what we are here for. You know what I'm saying? And Starseeds and indigo children, we reject what the masses want us to be able to do. That's why you're having a hard time being around your family, because they don't understand you. And now, like I say all the time, family is frequency. It's not blood, and it's not all this stuff, all this goo and this DNA that you come down. It's not all that, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's all energy. And if you're on the right energy with somebody else, that's my family. If I'm on the right frequency with somebody, that's family. You know what I mean? I got cousins and all these different type of people that don't support, you know what I'm saying, don't talk to me, don't do this, you know what I'm saying, that I got friends that are on the same frequency that I could talk to about anything, and that's family to me. That's family, because those are the people who I came down here to make a change with. If I can't make a change with you, then there's no way for me and you to be able to do anything, because we're not doing anything. All we're doing is corrupting the universe. We're not helping anything out. We are hurting things. And it's best that me and you not even be on the same in the same room or just talk about anything, because the most conversations that you have is something inside of a box. You're living within those four walls of what you live in, you know what I'm saying? And we just can't rock like that. We understand that we're here for a purpose. We're here for a reason. And we got to be able to communicate with those type of people who are able to have these conversations about what we're going through on this planet, and not what we're going through as people in America. I don't give a damn about what Trump is doing. I don't give a damn about none of it. You know what I'm saying? It's all a distraction. All of it is a distraction to keep you from your higher self, to be able to know and love you. You know what I'm saying? And if you're living anything outside of that, I'm living with my God being the great divine, the universe, and me being God, and me being who I am called to be. I'm living with that. That's the God that I'm choosing to be able to know. And you're being able to know the outside God, the one that's telling you what you can and can't do. You're living in the laws of the land. The laws of the land has became the God to people. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, Starseeds and indigo children, we know better. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was going to church, because I believe that you have to have some type of form of foundation to be able to know what it is that you need to do. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was going to church, I never was fully committed into it. You know what I'm saying? I just knew it didn't resonate with my soul. It just never did. You know what I'm saying? I would try because I was taught that. You know what I'm saying? I would try because I was taught. But once I started having different type of experiences and having different like out of body experiences and fasts that really changed my life, and I stopped believing things and I started knowing, and I stopped questioning myself about who I was and what I stood for. You know what I'm saying? I really stopped doing that, because I think that's the hardest hurdle for ourselves is living in our own minds. You know, we live so far inside of our own minds that we will neglect whatever it is that we feeling just to be accepted by something that everybody else is doing or what they're feeling. You know what I'm saying? And I came out of corporate America. You know what I'm saying? I was working at a job. I was making like $50,000 a year. But it just never felt my soul. You know what I'm saying? I was married at one time. I had the house, the 2 cars, the 2 incomes, and you know, the American dream. I was living the dream to people. You know what I'm saying? We go to church, we take our kids, and you know, we look good to everybody. But on the inside, to me, it was just I wanted more, and that wasn't what it was. I felt like I was in jail. I felt like I was trapped. I didn't feel different. I felt like it was so uneasy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was hard for me to be able to live that type of life and perpetuate that type of lie. You know what I'm saying? It was not my spirit. It wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? I want to be free here on earth, and that's who I am. I'm a starseed. I'm called to be something different. You know what I'm saying? Starseeds and indigo children are a matter of difference is that you know, they're these are kids that were born in the late 70s, maybe like early 80s and stuff like that. Those are starseeds. The indigos are the ones who's coming in now, like the millennials and stuff like that. They're coming in and they're knowing what they want to do. They're a special type of children with special type of abilities, and they know what they want to do. You got kids that are coming down here like, hey, yo, I'm not doing this. I'm not eating this. I'm not thinking this way. I'm not going to church. I'm not doing this. They are already coming down here equipped, and you're thinking something's wrong with those kids. It's not that something's wrong with them. It's that you know, it's like that old saying, you know what I'm saying, like, you've been here before. I remember I used to hear that so much as a kid, that people be like, boy, you so wise, you've been here before. You've been here before. They're not just saying that saying just to be saying it. You have been here before. You are the light. You are a starseed. You are the children that are going to be able to change this planet. And you know what I'm saying, along with people like myself and different channels that you could be able to go to, the leaders of light are starting to be able to come to it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we are. We leaders of light. So just think about that stuff, man. Don't question yourself. Just know, you know what I mean? Just know who you are. You know, stand up and fight for who you are. You don't have to fit in with everybody to be a part. You know what I'm saying? Stand out. Be you. It's okay. Alright? So, like I said, man, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you love. You know, put it out on all the social media platforms. I'm Jarmel Reece on every platform, you know what I'm saying? Especially go to jarmelreece.com, download music, you know what I'm saying? It's got stuff on there. You could be pictures, all that different type of stuff. I'll be having tour dates and all that stuff up there coming up, you know what I'm saying? Alright, peace and blessings and peace. It's the boy Jarmel Reece in real life, not in fake life, because they just faking about their life, you know what I'm saying? Peace.
Self. All this rope talk, beefing over knowledge, us against us.